Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Of course, it's Let's Talk Football, the one channel where we talk about football, particularly as it concerns the Premier League. So today I got a very quick question, and the question is, do you think that Calvin Bassey, of course, Calvin Bassey is Fulham's central defender, and of course he also plays for the Super Eagles. Do you think that he gets enough commendation, as a player who plays in the Premier League? Personally, I don't think he gets enough commendation. This guy is really good. And of course, this is my very personal opinion. You might have your own opinion, but I feel like he's really good. He's on top of his game. He's scored a couple of goals, maybe 2-3 this season so far, or even more. I'm not certain. And he's really done well, when it comes to defending. The two mess up like that. He's huge, and of course, he got the height and the size and all of that. But he's got very good speed. Of course, we saw the game against I think it was Fulham versus West Ham yesterday. I think that game ended 2-1 in favor of Fulham. Calvin Bassey actually scored one of the goals in that game. And then forget the fact that he made a very big mistake, and that's typical of a defender. The fact that he ran from his own end of the field, dribbling defenders, and then he cut through one of the defenders almost like a striker. And then when it was time to shoot the ball into the net, if you see the way the guy shot the thing into the air, and I was busy like shaking my head, I say, yeah, that's a defender. If he was, a very good striker, I would have really put that game in the net yesterday. But Calvin Bassey has been excellent. He's been really crazy, and I must commend him very personally. So yeah, of course, that's my question today. Do you think that he gets enough commendation? Now, talking about other matches that were played yesterday, Arsenal narrowly escaped Burnley. Surprisingly, I thought that Arsenal would beat Burnley maybe 4-5-0, but Arsenal got a goal. Of course, it was own goal, and before you knew what was happening, Burnley actually equalized that game, and then before you knew what was happening again, another own goal. So basically, the two goals that Arsenal scored yesterday were all own goals. So imagine that these guys didn't make those mistakes. It means that Arsenal would have probably lost the game yesterday, and it would have really sort of put a dent on their title hopes this season. All right, so like you guys, like someone commented on one of my videos, it really shows that the Premier League is very open this season. While Arsenal has better chances by virtue of the fact that they're on top of the Premier League currently with about I think 4 or 5 points ahead of Man City. It's still very much open. So if Man City are able to win against Crystal Palace today, they would sort of close the gap. It will now be about 2 or 3 points or thereabouts. But of course, we wait to see what happens. But then, like I said, it really shows that we can't really say for certain the club that can win the Premier League this season, even though personally I said, in my previous videos that I would really love Arsenal to win the Premier League. Of course, given the fact that they have a crop of players who have really invested so much, they're so passionate about the game, and we've seen that over time. It's not just about this season. They've shown over time that they are really committed to winning the Premier League. Especially given the fact that I can't even remember the last time they won. Yeah, so I would really love them to win. But having said that, the title is really, really open, and any of the top clubs can really win it this season. Of course, Man City play Crystal Palace today, and then of course tomorrow we're going to see Manchester United come against Bournemouth. This is one game I'm still wondering how it's going to end, because Bournemouth is one club that you cannot really underrate. But I feel like Manchester United have been on top of their game, even though they've been pretty inconsistent. I just hope that they're going to win tomorrow, and of course they're going to climb up the table. But this is just to say that Arsenal needs to be strong. This is not the time to begin to fail. Like I said, imagine that these guys didn't score themselves, because the two goals were own goals, and I'm wondering what would have happened, really. I'm really wondering what would have happened. So, as usual, I want you to drop your thoughts on the comment section. Do you think Calvin Bassey gets enough commendation, in the Premier League? Looking at his performances so far, he's been on top of his game. And talking about another person who has really been on top of his game is Samuel Chukwueze. Of course, we remember that he joined Fulham as well. this season. He's really been on top of his game. He's provided assists. I think he's even scored a couple of goals as well. He also provided an assist yesterday against West Ham rather. So he's one player who has, really impressed as well. So kudos to the Nigeria players who are applying their trade in the Premier League. I think the Super Eagles striker, I'm trying to remember his name. He also got a goal yesterday. Talking about the striker, the huge, tall guy, Arakundari or what, I can't remember how he pronounces his name. So he also got his first goal of the season, in the Premier League yesterday. So kudos to all of them. I just wish them well. So yeah, just drop your thoughts in the comment section. Please like, share, and very actively engage the content. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.